back to my channel. So today I'm going to be talking about my PRK surgery and how much it costs, what I felt, preoperative care, consultations, things like that. So let's get started. First, you have to have a consultation, like anywhere you go, whether it's a dentist, whether it's a surgery you're going to get, anything like that. A consultation is really important because this is where you get to ask your questions. This is where you get to get a little bit of an estimate of how much you're going to pay, whether you're a right candidate, whether this is something you would like to do, or you get any question answered, basically. So I had my consultation over the phone since all this COVID-19 thing. I think it was about a month ago when I had my consultation. And my doctor asked if I was farsighted, nearsighted, if I had astigmatism, if I did any drugs, if I took like any vitamins or supplements or anything like that. She basically wanted me to disclose everything because depending on anything you take, or like if you have certain medical conditions, it can affect your eyesight or it can affect some outcomes of the surgery, and not everybody can be a candidate. So after she asked me all of those questions, she decided that I was a candidate, and then I scheduled my pre-operative care appointment. So during that appointment, they did a bunch of tests. What they did is they do the usual test where you cover one eye, you cover the other eye, or whatever, yada yada, like you look at the letters on the wall to see where you're at before your surgery, to see if you've improved, like how fast you're improving, things like that. They also did this other test where they put like this blanket over you and it's black, so like any light like cannot go through it. So basically I think it like measures your iris or something like that, or your cornea, I don't know, but there's this little like green dot that you have to stare at in the middle, and then you have to like keep focus on that tiny little dot while the whole screen's like rotating, and you have to keep your eyes open the whole time. So I was literally like this. Oh my god, I need to blink. And it's one of those things where like they tell you not to blink or like not to do something, and then you kind of like keep thinking about it, so it makes you want to do it, you know? But anyways, that test was pretty easy. Once that test was done, the results concluded that I would be a candidate for PRK. So there's two different things. There's PRK and then there's LASIK. With LASIK, they basically cut a little flap of your eye. So like pretend this is your eye, and then they cut a little flap, and then they do the surgery right here under the flap, and then they put the flap right over again. So you heal so much faster. Like people can see within like 24 to 48 hours, and that's basically the healing time for LASIK. But it's more invasive. The one I got is less invasive, but the recovery period is so much longer because I didn't get that little flap cut open. This is my eye. They just worked on the top of my eye, scraped whatever they needed, and then basically put a contact lens to cover it over. And I was like that for about 3 to 4 days, I believe, and then they took the contact lens off once she saw that I healed good. Right now my vision is not exactly 100% yet. I would say I'm like at about 70% or so. It kind of feels like when you're wearing like some contacts that are old, like that it's an old prescription where you could still see with them but not crispy clear. So that's what it feels like right now. And the doctor said that within weeks to months my vision is going to improve so much more. But like apparently right now I'm already seeing at like a 20/20 vision, which is pretty good. I just feel like I could see better. I could just tell. It just looks a little blurry on certain things still. And it could be that my eyes are still healing, who knows, but yeah. Okay, anyways, I'm getting off track, but okay, so where were we? Preoperative care. So yeah, they did those series of tests. She determined I was going to be a PRK candidate. And then here's the sketchy part that made me kind of like feel a little iffy about her, because when I was on the phone with her, I had asked her, am I going to need to bring a driver or somebody with me to the pre-op appointment? She told me no. and bring somebody to your pre-op appointment, or have somebody drive you there, because you're going to be there for 3 hours. They're going to probably dilate your eyes like they did with me. They put some numbing drops. They put the dilation drops. So it literally, like, my eyes looked like I was on, like, ecstasy or something. Yeah. It was crazy. My pupils were, like, so dilated. Like, it was insane. And then, mind you, I didn't have any sunglasses. Supposedly, the office is supposed to provide you with some, but they said they were out that day. So, of course, my luck, I walk outside. I was parking in an underground parking lot, so I was like, fine. And then here I go, driving, go up the ramp to get out. Boom. It's like, oh, have you ever, like, stared at, like, been, like, in the pitch black dark or something, and then, like, all of a sudden they turn on this bright light, and you're like, oh, like, you know, it just kind of, like, hurts a little bit. That's what it felt like. But the whole time I was like, there's no way I'm gonna be able to drive home. Everything, all of the lights, like, super, anything that was white or that light reflected or bounced off of, I was like, like, I can't. So I pulled over, and then I had to call my boyfriend, and I was like, hey babe, can you pick me up? And then he came to pick me up, and I was so mad that I'm literally, okay, I was in La Jolla, and if you're from California, from San Diego, you know that La Jolla and East County are kind of far from each other. They're like 25 to 30 minutes away from each other. So I was a little upset. I picked up my phone and I called the lady at the front desk, and I was like, hey, this is Cynthia. I just left your office. Like, I'm a little bit upset because you guys had told me that I was not going to need a driver. I was not going to need anybody here with me during the pre-op appointment, and I literally cannot drive. Like, I would crash if I would have drove home. Like, that's how bad it was. And she was just like, oh, I'm so sorry. Like, you didn't bring sunglasses? And I was like, no, nobody told me. Like, she's like, yeah, I usually provide you with some if you don't have any, but we were out. Like, I'm so sorry. So then that was, like, one thing that kind of threw me off. The other thing that I was kind of, like, double thinking about going through with the surgery was that the assistant took my test, the one I was talking about, where they put that little, like, cover over you and then no light can pass through. But then somehow, like, my eyes were looking off to the side, like they were deviating a little bit. So the doctor tried to do it again, but the doctor seemed unsure of using this machine. Like, she kept saying, like, oh, it looks like she did it right. I'm gonna have you look up to the left, I think. Maybe, like, this way, I think. Like, she kept saying, like, words like, I think, or this, or that, you know? Like, she didn't seem, like, very, she didn't seem like she knew what she was doing at that time, which kind of scared me a little bit. Like, it freaked me out. I was like, okay, this is the lady that I'm gonna go with, like, for my vision, like, my eyes. Like, that's for the rest of my life, you know? Like, she can really mess up my eyesight. So I was like, no, you're just overreacting, you know? Like, there's a lot of stuff that I do at work that my dentist doesn't do, you know? Like take x-rays or something, you know? Like, if you ask a dentist to take x-rays, like, yeah, they know how to do it, but they're probably not going to do it as good as the assistant, because they're the ones that do it all day, you know? So I was like, okay, whatever, just let go. So then that was, like, another thing. Oh, they also gave me, like, a long list of prescriptions that I needed to go get. And the pharmacy that they wanted me to go to was literally, like, 5 minutes away from their office, which I was fine with. Like, you know, I was going to go straight there. But since I couldn't drive anymore, I decided not to go there anymore because I was already, like, upset. So I just had my mom take me the next day or whatever. For the prescriptions, I have insurance through, I have a HMO, I believe. And I think I ended up paying, like, after all of my medicines, close to $200 or so. But it was a lot of medicines. It was, like, 3 different eye drops, a bunch of, like, pills. So yeah, I went, oh, and they told me to go to this pharmacy because this pharmacy usually carries everything that they put on the list. And of course, my luck that day, they were out of, like, 3 of them. So then they ended up calling a pharmacy near my house. Luckily they had it, thank goodness, because my surgery was literally like in 2 days. So I was freaking out. I was like, I need to get this stuff, you know, like this is medicine I need to start taking now, because if not, I'm gonna feel pain or something. But luckily everything worked out good. So my surgery was last Friday, exactly 1 week from today. For the surgery, they have you take, I believe I took like a leave or something like that the night before, and then that morning of, they have you take another few medicines. I can't really remember which ones they were. And then I had 3 Valiums. So when I got to the surgery center, the assistant told me when to take it. So then I took the Valium, and that, I had never had that before, so that kind of just felt like I was a little bit like loopy, kind of like when you have a glass of wine or something like that, you know. And then I got a little bit more like, okay, like I feel drunk now, you know. Which was good because I was very nervous at the time, and I don't really get nervous at anything. Like when I had my daughter, I didn't get nervous. When I had my finger surgery, I didn't get nervous. Like when I had my wisdom teeth pulled out, I was fine. But like this was so scary to me. And the thing is, like they don't even inject you or anything. Like it's literally just some little drops that they put in there, which is so easy. But so I was finally fine, getting ready to go into the surgery center. They put my hair up in a bonnet. And then they have you like lay down on this machine that looks like kind of like a CAT scan machine. If you've ever seen like movies or anything where you see people getting a CAT scan, like a full body image, that's what it looked like. So then you lay there, and then a bunch of buttons like move you left or right depending on how the doctor wants you. I guess there's like a little screen that the doctor's looking at your eye as well, like while they're looking here. So they had already put the numbing drops in the waiting room, and it felt a little weird. Like sometimes you have to think about blinking because you'll forget. But when the doctor got started, this was like the weirdest part of the surgery. They take like this clamp thing, and then they basically, okay, so pretend this is the clamp, and it literally goes on this eyelid here, pulls down, this eyelid here, pulls up, and it just keeps your eye open like that. And they only do one eye at a time. So then she did this eye, and it just felt kind of like an uncomfortable feeling, like it literally feels like there's something holding your eyelids open, but it doesn't hurt. It just feels like uncomfortable because you like want to blink, but like it's not letting you blink, you know? And then I wish I would have known that if she put more drops on this one, I wouldn't have had that sensation of wanting to blink. Like this eye was so much better because at first this one was like tearing a lot, it was hurting, and then she put some drops in and I didn't feel anything at all, like not even the clamp. So I was like, wow, I could have had that on this side too. But yeah, basically, I'm trying to remember like the steps of it, but they put the little clamp, and then she starts like adding some little drop solution and then kind of like scraping your eye. Like it's so weird, but it just feels like they're taking a little like Q-tip or something and just kind of like cleaning it like that, like the top of it. And then then she puts some more, I guess it was like saline solution or something. And then I think she like scrapes a little bit more. And then here comes the lasers. And then the lasers just kind of, if you've ever been to Disneyland and you know, gosh, what is that ride called? Space Mountain. You know the end of Space Mountain where like you stop and then like all those lights are like coming towards you? That's kind of what I thought like it seemed like, because it was a bunch of like rays coming at you. And then but it's so quick and it doesn't hurt or anything, but it has like this burning smell, which is kind of gross. So then that was done. And then she puts a contact lens, and the contact lens just feels like a normal contact, you know? I was fine. I took some more pain medication, And then I think I took a nap for like maybe like 2 hours or so. And then, oh my God, when I woke up, when I woke up, I was in so much pain. Like, I don't know. It was just such an uncomfortable sensation. It felt like when you cut onions and your eyes are just like uncontrollably like tearing and like hurting and they're red and throbbing and stuff. That's what it felt like. Plus, like having a dirty contact lens or like a ripped contact lens where you're kind of like, ouch, I can't keep my eye open, ow, like that. And I was getting so irritated because I couldn't do anything about it. Like, usually when your eye hurts, like, you kind of rub them or like you do something about it, you know? But like, I couldn't touch my eyes. I couldn't do nothing. All I could do was put like these little drops to kind of like ease the pain or like make it feel a little bit like the sensation feel better. But yeah, the first day sucked so bad. It was the worst day, like the first night. And some people like just sleep through the whole day and they don't feel that until the next day. But I think it's because I woke up from that like tiny little nap that like I was like, oh fuck, like this hurts. But you know, I just took my Aleve and my Tylenol and I was good. Like I passed out again. The next day, they were still uncomfortable, not as bad as the first day, but I definitely still slept like all day. I think I only got up like maybe twice just to go to the bathroom and eat something, but like other than that, I just slept because it was just so uncomfortable to be awake that like I'd rather be asleep. So I recommend if you get this surgery, just sleep. Sleep, sleep, sleep. Don't even worry about anything. Maybe have a little protein shake, some like snack or anything, and go back to sleep. That's the only way you'll get through it. The third day was so much better. Like, I was not in any pain anymore. I could kind of like open my eyes a little bit, but not really. They were still swollen. So I think like because of the swelling, that's what kept closing my eyes. But yeah, I was so much better. By the fourth day, I could literally be on my phone. I could watch TV. I was a little bit light sensitive, but it was like nothing compared to the first or second day. Like, it was so much better. I'd rather have it like that. And then yeah, after that, I just kind of got used to just having that little weird sensation. Oh, I also had the contacts. So the contact, I had to go back to the doctor so that she could take it out. The contact literally just felt like a contact lens coming out. So again, they check your vision with the contacts and then they take it out and then check your vision again. And that's when she told me I was like already out of 20/20. So that was good. And then basically I just have to keep putting eye drops in like whenever they feel dry, which they say every hour, but I also have this little ointment that I put like down here. And that one I could do like every 4 hours, but I definitely prefer the eye drops because the ointment gets like all over your eyelashes and it feels really like sticky and gross. So, but yeah, guys, I hated wearing glasses. So this is like amazing for me because my glasses, I would always lose them. My daughter would always try to break them. I would always get them like foggy, especially with the masks we have to be wearing now. But yeah, I would definitely recommend you guys to get the surgery. Preferably LASIK. I mean, I don't know, I didn't have LASIK, but my friends that have had LASIK had said that it's so easy, like it's so worth it. And like none of my friends had done PRK, so I guess I was the first one and it sucks. So, but the results are going to be worth it, and you just need to do your research, make sure you pick a doctor that's good so that way you don't have to do the surgery ever again in your life. Hey guys, I'm on day 2 post-op and my eyes are still swollen. They water all the time. I'm just pretty much sleeping all the day. I have to keep my eyes closed. Yeah, it's like hard for me to open my eyes since they're so swollen. I can probably open them for like 3 seconds and that's about it. Yeah,
So I'll keep you guys updated. We're on day 3, guys. I can open my eyes a little bit longer now. I'm not feeling any pain. It's mostly just really tired, and my eyes are still really swollen, so I can barely keep my eyes open. But I'm actually able to see things, which is nice. I have some protective lenses that I'm hoping they take out tomorrow. But yeah, this is what my eyes look like. I ended up paying $5,200 for my surgery. I paid $4,000 cash and $1,200 I financed with 0% APR. Thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.